record this too.
I
get past all the technical.
it goes up a little bit.
There we go. I think
we got it.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
It says my
So I was.
Yes. Connection is unstable, and I'll tell you why. Because my husband installed an exterior Wi-Fi, and it keeps connecting to the exterior Wi-Fi. In addition to that, when I sit in this room, I always pick up my neighbor's Wi-Fi, so my computer gets very confused. very, very confused. So let me turn down my light a little bit.
That's all right.
Anyway, so starting hellos again. How are you?
Yes.
Can you hear me okay?
So I was trying to say hello, Nancy. Yeah, I was trying to say hello, Nancy Middleton of Virginia.
You have to stop that. You know, Kate used to watch the show until you started doing that, so. And now my phone rings in the kitchen, but I'm pretty sure it's spam because that's
all. Oh, yeah.
It's ridiculous. There ought to be legislation for that, seriously. So, welcome everybody to tea tasting for January. We apologize that we had to delay 1 week. We had some preschool issues. We can leave it at that for Amy.
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, you can say it. COVID, because COVID. That's
COVID. Put a damper on something once again.
Right.
So yeah, but here we are, January 2021. 2020 is behind us finally, and but, you know, I see the light at the end of the tunnel. Do you have any hopes of getting your vaccine anytime soon, or?
In my age group, no. I don't. We'll see. We'll see when they make it to me.
Right.
Not anytime soon. And I don't save lives, even though.
He's given me a lot of sanity through these last months.
I was gonna say maybe, yeah, that's true. Maybe I count as a mental health professional with my tea services.
Yes. I think you and I met just in time for me to be able to maintain some of my sanity.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Calling all tea timers and our things and everything else. So that's all good.
Yes.
All good. So we're going to dive right in because before the water gets cold, just before we got on, Amy and I were running to the kitchens and trying to boil our water. I have to tell you, so we have one here that says boil at 180. We have one that's an oolong that has to boil at I think it's 195. And then another one here that says boil at 170. People, you're getting 202 degrees and that's all there is to it.
I love it. Yeah, the temperature thing to me, it's I'll boil it, I'll put whatever water I want.
Right.
Whatever's convenient.
Fill it up, push the button, and I'm going to let the rest of it do the work.
That's right.
So I'm going to start with we have 3 flavors that I've picked to celebrate the new year. We'll see how these are. One of them is sparkling raspberry wine, and that's the first one we're going to go with. This is a white tea with safflowers, sparkling wine, and red raspberry flavors. I will say I sneak previewed this one the other day when we were on Calling All Tea.
Oh, right. I forgot you did.
Yeah, I cheated on Amy.
Yes, you did. I was like, what? I didn't know we were going to taste it ahead of time.
I have done a very good job. I got so much tea for my birthday. And not necessarily teas that I really like, but I just couldn't feel like I could go out and buy more tea with all that stash sitting there. So I've done a really good job of getting through my teas, and I'm getting ready to finally order the flavors that I enjoy. But this is what I want to try. So smelling this one, what do you think?
I can definitely smell the raspberry to it.
Yeah. And I can tell
good. It smells nice. It's like a nice, delicate raspberry.
Yes. And you can tell by the color that it's a white tea because it doesn't have the amber tones or green tones. So.
Okay. Yeah, it's here, I can kind of show the color of mine without spilling on my computer.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know.
Oh, wait. I gotta add my sweetener because we know I'm not going to like it either way.
That's true. Totally true. But speaking of sweeteners and not sweeteners, so when it comes to champagne, I'm not a big champagne drinker, but I do. There are different. You can have Brut, which is really dry, and you can have an Asti, which is sweeter, and then you have Asti Spumante. That's my favorite because it's very, very sweet.
The extra sweet. I like the driest.
Really? Wow. Wow. I am not. I watch all those British shows and it was like champagne and champagne and champagne. I'm like, God, I had the worst headache if I were drinking champagne all day.
Well, that's true. If I drink it all day, yeah. But then, yeah, for all white wines, for me, it's like the drier, the better. I don't like sweet ones.
Gotcha. So without burning your mouth, tell me what you think.
I really like that.
It is good.
That's really good.
It's a lighter flavor, I think, because of the white tea leaves rather than being a black tea or a green tea that, for me, for most green teas, not all of them, but for most green teas, they taste like freshly cut.
Right.
I agree. I have to say, my favorite green tea, if I'm going to drink it, has become the Cherry Rose Jubilee that you introduced me to.
Yes.
And
wonderful.
It is. Well, it's what I'm doing that in a chocolate tea for my Valentine's boxes.
Oh, right.
Chocolate.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, that one. The Cherry Rose is a really good one. I say before I found that one, the green tea strawberry. That one was like my first time. I was like, oh, okay, green tea is good if you put a flavor with it.
Exactly. If there's enough sugar in there and carrot.
Yeah, it's like if you add in a fruit and a flour.
Yes, absolutely. I'm adding a little more sugar. Here we go again.
Yeah. I only did. So I have my Truvia packet. So I did only half, or maybe a little less than half in this, which to me means that it's definitely not a bold black tea. I mean, obviously it's white tea, but it's definitely a delicate.
Yes.
A nice light little drink.
Yes. This would be a nice afternoon. A nice afternoon.
Oh yeah, that does. Yeah, it does taste like a good afternoon tea.
Yeah. Hey, can you do me a favor? So Amy and I switch on and off on our monthly tea tastings. This is my month. Next month is hers.
Yes.
Can you throw in a package of your Truvia? Because I don't want to buy a whole thing if I don't like
it. Yeah.
Be one. And
yeah.
Try that.
Yeah, I've got plenty to share. Yes. I'm happy to spread the gospel of Truvia.
Oh, very good. I like that one. So are you somebody who celebrates New Year's Eve really big? Or are you somebody who's asleep before midnight?
Nope. Well, this year I was asleep before midnight. I had Piper. And I've never been a big New Year's person. I can say the only time I care is like, and like my family wasn't big. Like my parents, whatever, maybe we'd stay up and watch the TV, but nobody cared. We didn't go to parties and stuff. Yeah. But my probably until like high school is when we started having New Year's parties where it was cool because you got to have like an extra late curfew. Right. Because it required it. And then I think probably going through up until probably my years in Chicago, and I'll just say my childless years, even when I was married, but my adult childless years was when New Year's was the most fun, when you could just hang out with your friends and nobody had kids to get home to. We did have some that had dogs to get home to, which that's like that's if you want me to do like a segment of like what really grinds my gears. That's I'll save that for that.
I can appreciate that. I have to get home for the dog. You gotta be kidding me. And I'm
like right. Well, I was saying I'm very much so a cat person. Dogs are fine, but cats. But because I'm a cat person, like cats are so much easier. Like this was in our days in Chicago, and it's like none of us have kids. Why aren't you hanging out for the whole party? Like, why did you get a dog in Chicago?
Yep. Well, when we got married, we each had a dog. And we got married, and a couple weeks later, Jose took off on his first Mediterranean 6-month cruise. So, so he left me with his dog.
Lovely.
Before we got married, we tried to get the dogs together, and my dog was not having it. Just not.
Oh no.
So I found a new home for my dog. We kept his dog, but I'm going to spare all the details. I was able to find Sam a different home. But when he came back from cruise and he's like, maybe we should get another dog. And I'm like, I don't want to be bound. We barely get to go anywhere or do anything because you're gone a lot of times, and because the hours that you work and you're deployed. Right. I don't want, okay, now we finally have a weekend where we can go away. I don't want to be like, well, now we have to pay extra money for the dog, or we have to find somebody to care for the dog, or we just can't go because of the dog. So, right. So we haven't owned a dog in all of our marriage, which is 22 years now. So,
oh my gosh, I love it. Well, that was very smart on your part for the reasons that you said. Like, you already have limited time. Don't limit it further with the
exactly. Sometimes mom knows best.
I know. So, okay, so this one is the champagne wedding toast.
Yes, it is. And this
one, I noticed when I opened the tea bag, it smells so good.
This is cream vanilla oolong passion fruit.
Okay, so when I'm smelling it, my first thought was like French vanilla, like a French vanilla.
I can see
hot chocolate.
It definitely has vanilla notes in the in the fragrance, and you can see by the color. I'll tilt my cup here. This one's a little darker, so it has that same color.
Yeah, this one is.
That's good.
It is good. It's definitely a stronger flavor. And even though you could smell the vanilla, you can taste the other flavors in it once you're drinking it. Like, would you say the passion fruit?
Yeah, passion fruit, and I get a little bit of the oolong through there too. It's very good. That is a well balanced tea. I like that one.
Right.
Nicely done. This one I got from. Can I say it? A lot of these flavored teas I get from the Whistling Kettle or Adagio teas, and this came from Adagio, and they come in these cute little.
Oh, that is cute. Oh, nice.
Slide off. So this one is apparently has something to do with Harry Potter. I'm just going to hold this right up here. I can get the glare off of that.
Let's see. There we go. Champagne wedding toast. Yeah, who's getting married in Harry Potter?
I don't know. I'm not a Harry Potter watcher. My boys were never into it, so I have no idea. But that was supposed to be something Harry Potter.
Yeah, I've seen each movie once, and it's all jumbled into my head as one long story. So I don't know what happened when.
I like that one a lot. That one is.
But I guess, cheers to whatever Harry Potter wedding this toast is for.
Cheers. Congratulations and best wishes. Wishes that you set you.
That was good. Best wishes. That's appropriate.
When you get married on Halloween. Right. Best wishes to the woman. Congratulations to the man. I think is what the tradition is.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, take a look at that one.
I'm like, take a deeper dive into the meaning of why they each get different.
Yes, exactly.
Hey, it's like,
best wishes, honey.
Yeah, best wishes. Yeah.
Fingers crossed for you, honey.
Yeah, it's like I have these cups from a friend's bachelorette party, these little like plastic cups, and I still let Piper use them, but one of them says, well, I'll wait till you're done drinking just in case.
Okay, I'm ready. Go.
Okay, so one of them says, shit just got real. So I feel like that's what best wishes means.
That reminds me, like the first time, I don't know if I should say this, I'm going to say it anyway. It was like, Jose and I trying to, get pregnant with our first child, and, and I had suspicions. I'm one of those people, I can tell within a day or two. It just.
Really?
It's not a pleasant knowing. Let me just say it is not.
Oh, okay.
I can tell you, this is going to turn into a very feminine conversation. I can tell you, my stomach meets my esophagus. It is not a great feeling. And that feeling lasts for 9 months.
Oh, no, you're one of those? Oh, my gosh.
On that regard, you can call me Middleton again.
Oh, you're right. See?
Yeah. I'm not sure quite as bad as her, but there were times. Yes, it was good and bad. It was really bad because it was difficult to stomach anything, stomaching anything. But when I came out of that pregnancy within 5 days, I was 2 sizes smaller.
That's nuts. Oh my God, I love that.
Let me just say 6 months after that, it all goes south. That's.
Oh.
But, yeah, so where I was like, oh yeah, so it was like, he left for work, and I'm like, all right, this was like the 3rd pregnancy test. It was not telling me that yes, I was pregnant, even though I could tell something was very different here. So I finally took it, and sure enough, it showed up positive. And it was one of those, it was like, oh dear God, what have we done?
Yep.
Bless you, Stephen. I love you. You're a great first child, great son, everything. I don't regret it for a second, but there is that moment of, uh-oh.
Right, yeah, but babies in pregnancy. And the first one, it's like, oh, okay. Like,
yeah.
This is really happening.
Yeah, it's really happening. Life's about to change. Wow. Okay. So anyway, all right, should we go on to number 3? This is called Bubbly. This is an interesting tea. Have you smelled this one? This one.
Yeah, I smelled it right when it came out. Yeah.
Yeah.
It smells really good.
It's White Eternal Spring, white pear, sour apple with ginger and orange peel. It has the most.
So it's the sour apple I'm smelling because I noticed it smells super fruity.
Let's see if anybody can see that. It's a slightly.
It's like a clean fruity smell.
Yeah, it's a pinkish color. There's a pinkish hue to that. It reminds me of like pink grapefruit juice a little bit, except with more clarity. So needs more sugar.
Yeah, it's like I'm still doing my sugar over here.
There is a hint of the sourness to it. I can get that.
Okay.
Yeah, I got that. It definitely needs a skosh more sugar.
Right.
Oh, you know why? Because I didn't stir the first one. It's all sitting.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Might be too sweet now.
So it's really good. No, wait, is this the one you're doing ginger ale with, right?
I am, but I'm gonna try it warm first. I wanted to.
Oh, okay, you're doing it both ways. Okay, because I was saying I can taste already how the ginger ale would pair with it.
Gosh, yes, there is ginger in here, and I definitely picked that up, especially now they put the sugar in it.
That's good.
And to me, it's like a ginger juice. I don't get tea notes in here. I'm getting.
That's a good point. Yeah. It's just ginger and apple. Yeah. Ginger apple juice.
Yes. So that said,
because what tea was it? A black tea that's in it?
I don't think so. It says white Eternal Spring. It's too white and it's not green.
Oh, okay, that's why you can't taste
a white tea.
Right.
It says down here, for a champagne alternative, use 2 tablespoons, steep it 5 minutes, and then spike it with ginger ale. So I like my champagne chilled. So I made a little bit of this earlier today.
That is smart.
And
how cute.
Here is. And let's pop open the Schweppes.
Nice. And I'm just drinking a crisp white wine spritzer for my bubbles.
And cheers, friend. Happy New Year to you. She's drinking without me.
Cheers. I know, cheers.
It's quite good, but maybe I put too much ginger ale in it because that's all I taste.
I say I might play with mine now because this has apple and pear in it, my little wine spritzer, and then you say that's what's in the tea, right? All right, let's see how much of a mess I can make. Okay.
It's nice. It's not. I tried it with the warm too.
I thought it tastes good with the warm, but you're right. It was like very ginger.
Yeah, but it adds nice, like a little fizz to it.
Yep. All right. So if you don't have ginger ale and you don't really want it to be an alternative to alcohol, you can use other types of sparkling alcohol.
Yes. It does not replace champagne. It does not replace. It's definitely not an Asti Spumani and definitely not Brut. But good.
That is true. Yes. As a Brut fan, this is not going to replace your Brut.
No, too sweet for that. Too sweet for that. So yeah, we don't usually. My parents would always go out with friends on New Year's Eve. My parents started a gourmet group, and it started off with 10 or more couples, and they did it for easily 30 years. It dwindled down to 4 couples. And after they had all each moved to different parts of Georgia and us to Jacksonville, Florida, they still met once a season. And somebody would, they always had a theme to their dinner and whatnot. So, but every New Year, one of them was hosting New Year. So my parents would leave us with a babysitter and they would go out. We, in recent years, we've tried to host, Amy's never been to my house. I've shown her bits and pieces on our video.
Yes. All the bits and pieces I see are beautiful.
Well, thank you. We have a basement because we are in Virginia. The people who lived here before us enjoyed their parties. Mm-hmm. There is a dance floor.
Oh my gosh.
With a disco ball above it.
Oh my gosh.
A fully stocked bar, which
that is awesome.
My husband took care of the stocking of the bar. The pool table, it's our rec room for sure. So we tend to host New Year's Eve for Jose's family who come down to New York and blare the music, and we dance and we have a good time. Have a really good time.
That is really fun. And that just makes me think of a goal for whatever house I move into. That I want to have my own dance floor, because the best time I ever had was at my own wedding reception, because I called it my own prom. It's like I got to pick the playlist and have everyone there that I wanted to be there. So if I have it at my house, I'll just recreate that over and over again.
Absolutely. Jose loves to play DJ. Jackie loves to go down there and be with Daddy, and they dance. And of course, Jackie's playlist is entirely different than stuff that Jose and I would play. But yeah, we enjoy our time down there. That's family time. So yes, awesome. That's what we do for New Year's. This year was a total dud. My brother and his son came up, but it just we were struggling. We were putting toothpicks on our eyes around 11 o'clock trying to stay awake. It just wasn't. Didn't have that feel.
Did you make it till midnight?
I did.
Okay.
Kissed everybody Happy New Year and good night at the same time and took off.
I love it. That's great.
So my other question for you is, are you someone who makes New Year's resolutions?
So I'm not, but I am, I'll say this year and last year. So I'm not a person that makes New Year's resolutions, but last year was the first year that I made a vision board, because all the business groups and stuff I'm in, like they were having vision board parties. So I made my first vision board. Of that, I essentially laugh at it now, because we planned so much for 2020, and like 2 months later, COVID was like, oh wait, what vision board?
Let's take a marker to that.
I was like, oh, you wanted to go attend a bunch of live events? So it wasn't totally shot, but it just made me laugh at vision boards in general with the COVID times. Sure. But so this year, though, I am setting some goals, which, it's like semantics or whatever, it's like, it's not a resolution, it's a goal. Okay.
And I think there's a difference there. I think resolution comes with the connotation or the stigma now that it's something that you do at New Year's and it's something that lasts 1 month and then you're done. So
that's true. So the goals are more business oriented and stem out of my my BNI group. So because we've had education moments on setting goals and this and that, and so I really liked it. The guy pointed out in our group how he set, I think, 12 goals for himself last year, and on all various levels, business, personal, spiritual, all these different things. And he accomplished 5 of them. And he was saying, how do you look at that as a failure? And he's like, no, that's awesome. You got 5 of them done. Like, that's probably 5 more than if you would have written nothing down. So, and some of them changed throughout to the year where he didn't want that goal anymore. So it's like, okay to kind of rework it and not be such a stickler.
Right.
And so that is what I'll say about that, is that I've set some goals and trying to put specifics to them, like you're supposed to with goals. But the podcast that I listened to, You Made It Weird with Pete Holmes, he and his wife, on one of their episodes, his wife was saying how her resolution this year was she is stopping, essentially she's stopping with self-improvement stuff, meaning that for so long she's been working on like all this different self-improvement, self-development, whatever, personal development, all these things you want to call it, for so long that she got into the mindset accidentally of, I can always be better. I need to fix myself. Like, this isn't okay. You read this book. I should be doing what this person's doing. I should be doing, they told me to do this. I can be better. So she's like, it's not that she's giving up on being, becoming better, but she's taking off that pressure of like, yes, I'm going to improve myself this year by doing whatever, it's like, just chill.
Yeah. Like, accept who you are and be okay with it. I mean, we can all find something to tweak and to improve ourselves on. I need to be more patient, lots of things, less sarcastic, but but I can see that. I can see where, because there's a lot of self-help out there, but there needs to be acceptance of, of who you are and how you are. And my phone just rang again. Sorry.
Right. That's okay. But yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's like and for me, who I'll say has been on this like personal development journey essentially since the divorce, I definitely, it's done, I've done very well with it, and it's definitely been really helpful, and I've continued to evolve. But I do feel like I'm at a point now where I can kind of like ease up on the gas, like not stress. Not that I was stressed, but just it doesn't have to be top of mind that I'm constantly, becoming the new Amy, that I'm not the old Amy.
Right. Or to carry or harbor any self-guilt on anything from the past too.
Right.
So
yeah. So I agree. But so what about you? Resolutions? Goals?
No. I think I tried that once or twice, and they were definitely weight loss or working out kind of things, and it just doesn't work,
right.
It just doesn't work. So I should work out more, I should exercise more, but to set that resolution,
right.
Resolutions are great, but it's a lifestyle change, is what it needs to be. It needs to be a different way of thinking of things altogether. It's not just beating yourself up because you didn't go to the gym that particular day or whatnot. So, and it's been particularly hard, as Amy knows. We got sleep here last night. It's gray. It is dismal. It is too cold to be believed out there. Sorry, Alaska. I know you've got me beat. But it just, so we're stuck inside. We're stuck inside because of COVID, can't go anywhere. We're stuck inside because of virtual school. We're stuck inside because of the weather. So Jose he's someone who really, I think in the past, I think he struggled with anxiety a little bit and some negativity. And so he's always the one who, when a ballad will come on, will play music when he gets home. And I like the ballads because I want to sing to him. I want to, and they don't make me depressed. I'm like, oh, do you remember this one? And he's like, yeah, can we change it, please? And he's like, we want something positive. Let's, so he's more into, and he used to watch the news or read the news every night. And he got away from that like 3 or 4 years ago because he wasn't good. And so he's all, he stresses the positivity. He, when you do positive, let's look on the bright side. And that, I tell you, God bless him. And I love him so much, because that was a struggle for him. I think it took a little time for him to, those are his demons, if you want to call them that, even, he's worked really hard on that, and he's been very good about it. He's overcome bringing work home, and he leaves it at the door, and he comes in and always says, what can I do to make your day better? And he's the one whose work is behind.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
So, I'm going to say that tonight we'll get in a fight, and I'm going to call you tomorrow going, I can't stand the man. But,
you're like, it's not that you're like, everything yesterday was still true, but let me tell you what he did later.
No, he's a good man, and keeps me grounded and keeps me in a good place a lot of times when I could let my drama take me many places, and he keeps me put for the most part.
But he also keeps you from being as royal as you would like to be.
Yeah, I have to view that as I'm a princess or the queen in his eyes, and be happy with that. And that's
Right.
it's my mom. My mom bought me the fascinators. My mom said she'd buy me.
I love it.
She'll buy me the ladyship.
I love it. It's perfect. Yes. And yeah. Oh, and I should explain my butterfly headdress here. So
I love.
thank you. So a show that I've talked about before, but probably not on here, is the Windsors, which is a hilarious parody show on Netflix of the current royal family. And for Princess Beatrice and Eugenie, they always have insane fascinators because they got that reputation from William and Kate's wedding.
Yes.
They had like one of them was wearing like antlers essentially.
It looked like the carved design on a headboard or something. It's like
it did, yeah. I just always thought she looked like she had like reindeer antlers, like so.
Very unusual.
So yes, so in the show they always have really funny, different fascinators, and they also have in their flat, when they show them in their flat, if they're doing like, I don't know, a couple episodes, they're trying to be like YouTube stars. And so in the background, it's just a ton of different fascinators like hung to the wall, like pinned to the wall.
Your artwork. That's funny. Hey, by the way, Cheryl is watching. Hello, Cheryl.
And hey, Cheryl.
She said she was the same when she was preggers. So she's going back to my comments about
about being sick forever.
Yeah. Sorry.
I don't know what. Yeah, how I've had friends that have gone through that. I don't understand why you choose to be pregnant after the first time of going through all that.
Right.
But I was very fortunate to where I never actually threw up. The first 3 months, I say I just always felt kind of seasick. Like I just always felt kind of icky.
Okay.
Nonstop, like 24/7. So it's like I'd kind of feel hungry, so I'd eat, and then I'd feel gross. Like then I'd kind of feel sick again, and yeah. But then you get too hungry, you're still sick again. Yeah. So there was no winning. But I did not have to throw up for 3 months or 9 months, so I'm okay.
I just the immediate relief, and we're not gonna get too much into this, but the immediate relief after giving birth was the nausea was gone and I could breathe again, because I'm short-waisted. I'm only 5'2",
that's
so I had,
okay.
7 pound whatever ounce
right
pushing up on my stomach, and
right.
It was, it's like, oh, I can breathe again.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I was like, I don't care about going into too many details. I don't know if anybody else wants to hear it, but what's funny, or I should say ironic, is that the only time I did throw up was during the last bit of labor. So I was literally throwing up into the thing as Piper arrived. So like, I had like 10 people trying to clean me up so that they could bring her to me.
So these are our battle scars. These are our war stories, and you and I can talk about these later offline, because I can share something similar, but I don't want to gross anybody out. Teas are supposed to be elegant.
That's true. Yeah, I know. I always bring the tea elegance down. But like our Friday tea times, it's like anything goes.
Well, you gotta wonder. I mean, in the Duchess of Bedford's parlor where she was, serving her sandwiches, and it was all ladies. Surely things came up and they talked. Just it wasn't polite conversation in polite society, but I'm sure there was lots of sharing that we're not aware of.
That's true. Well, I did like in Bridgerton when they showed that like lady, once you're married, like all the married women got together for like that night of gambling. Yes, the one place that was fun to see. I was like, that's when they let loose. You never see them let loose any other time except for once you're a married woman, you can go hang out with the other married women. It just is like nuts.
That's right. Keep the stiff corset on, both figuratively and metaphorically and literally. Right. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. So which one is your favorite of the three? I know.
I'm going to go with the middle one, the champagne wedding toast, but I really did enjoy the bubbly. I did enjoy it. I enjoyed it with a splash of the, just a splash of the ginger ale. It just gave it a little more depth, another character. I don't know.
Yeah, that works. So I actually love the champagne wedding toast the best as well, but for me it was a tie between that one and the first one, the sparkling raspberry wine.
Yeah,
I really like that one.
I do like it, but it paled in comparison to the other two. For me, for my
it was just I feel like it was just a fully different. I don't know. It's like on a different level of taste. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll learn our terms.
It's not a disappointment. It just is a lighter tea. So it was difficult for that one to compete with two teas that had bolder flavors.
Right. That are super, flavorful. Yeah, but I really like this one with the vanilla.
Wondering if I'm still on. Right.
Yes.
Yeah. Right.
So do you?
Go ahead.
Oh, yep. I can still hear you and see you.
Okay.
I was gonna ask, do you have any other New Year's questions?
No, those are my three.
I'm asking you. I didn't know since you. Okay. All right.
I was going to ask if you were a resolution kind of person, how often have you stuck to them? But
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm not, so I don't.
And that
I haven't,
because there is no chance for failure.
That's right. But as you were talking about earlier, you were saying like, you should eat better, you should work out, blah blah blah. So one, in therapy they'd say that you're shitting all over yourself.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was shoulding.
Yes, shitting yourself. Yeah. So it's not.
To see it for once, but I don't think I'm going to do that.
Yeah. It's not. Yeah, it's not good to should yourself.
Right. I had a counselor, therapist who told me quit your stinking thinking, because I go through fights that were not taking place. I was having, fights that I was still losing in my own head, and building up that frustration. And she said, "That stinking thinking. Quit your stinking thinking." And I have not forgotten that. I still have to fight that. I got to work hard on that a lot of times.
Right. Well, I feel like that's a pretty. I mean, some people more than others, but it's at least a common thing to where you're thinking after some situation where like, oh, like I should have said that, or like you just now thought of it, or you think about something you need to tell someone and you start predicting what their response will be in a negative way, and you're like, well, here's going to be what my retort is.
Exactly. And I find myself getting so worked up over things that have not happened, that I'm imagining and trying to predict. Now you realize it's 4:00 and somebody's just gotten off of school, and you know what's about to happen, right?
Yep. Come say hello.
I can't wait.
That's right. Come tell her to look at some crazy butterflies.
Full charge with a big old smile on her face.
Oh.
She comes, and she's shy. Come on in, cutie pie.
Yeah. Hey, Jackie.
Come on in. I've got her blockaded. I got all the chairs pushed to the side. She can't get in.
Oh, yay. Hey, Jackie.
Look at her headband. You see her face?
Thank you. I got lots of crazy butterflies. I like your hair bow. That's cute with your shirt.
What do you say?
Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Can you go back to where you came from? Go on. Go. It's your break. Go watch some TV. Take a break for a little while. That's all there is to do. Watch television.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's amazing. Yeah. Can you go back to where you came from?
And she's been watching Cinderella, so I've been thinking about Piper quite a bit, actually.
Oh, that's fun. We actually watched Sleeping Beauty last night, or as Piper calls her, Princess Aurora.
Yes, that's very true.
Which, like, for the longest time, because I hadn't seen it in forever, I didn't know what Sleeping Beauty's name was, so it just cracks me up that that's like the one name she clings to. But
Cinderella.
Yes. But so okay, so shitting all over yourself.
Yeah.
So yeah, one, don't do that. just accept things,
Yes.
don't resist the current, I guess, situation. But what was I going to say? You were talking about, yeah. So about the health and exercise, though, I'll bring up once again the book that I haven't yet read, the Long Live the Queen, 23 things that you should follow to live as healthy a life as our current queen, Elizabeth II, who is 94 and totally with it mentally, physically. She still rides horses. She still
amazing.
Walks all over. Amazing. So when you talk about that you should go to the gym, according to the queen, you shouldn't. You should only be doing sensible exercise.
Right.
That doesn't make you out of breath. You should still be able to hold on a conversation with someone.
Right.
In order for it to be sensible exercise.
I've actually been sitting here doing leg lifts under the table. You just didn't know that. So I'm well on track.
That's great. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, because we were talking about this last time, about all the food they get to eat. A lot of the etiquette, though, they say, the way that things are served and eaten and everything, a lot of the point is that so that you can't eat fast. So not only should you, obviously not talk with your mouth full, but the way that they hold their knife and fork, opposite from the way we do, right. And they have their fork turned down. It's because it's harder to get more food on your fork when it's essentially upside down. So you only get a tiny bite and you can only take a tiny bite.
I see.
Yeah. So this book, this guy claims that's part of it is that, and then you don't overeat before you're full. You know what I mean? We can eat so fast and whoops, I should have stopped 4 forkfuls of
Absolutely. So that's something I've been trying to do the last few years is it takes 20 minutes for the food to travel down to your stomach. So that bite that you think I still have room, I'm still not quite full, you need to wait, because then you're going to walk out of Carrabba's going, I wish I did not.
Oh, right.
And, but yeah, that's something I try to do too, is go, okay, let me stop now, because in 20 minutes, my body's going to say, I'm okay with that.
Right.
And that's something that we don't do very well here in America. Our big fat portions. I still say one of the big keys to success is just being royal. It's just having weight on your hand and foot and having a good life.
That's true.
Harry and William, where should we go this weekend? I don't know. Let's get a jet and go. So
right. That's true. But I do think because of their royal cooks and stuff, it doesn't seem like they necessarily overeat, right? It's the portions are definitely, I would say, decent, probably, even if they have multiple courses.
Right.
It's just probably a few bites here and there, and it's spaced out. But so I do try to remember to hold my fork and knife that way. Even before I knew it was a thing, that I just thought it was fun to try to train myself to eat like they do.
The rules of Downton Abbey.
I know, exactly. Yeah. And then just see if anyone else at the table notices that you're a weirdo.
Right? Trying to see if somebody else,
but
okay.
Yes.
Oh, look, Amy Mitchell says she's pouring her water and setting up now. So
who is?
You.
Oh.
I got a message from Amy Mitchell.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I'm a little bit behind. So, yes. Well, okay. So I only read the title and I didn't read the article, but I truly, it's, what's going to happen to the monarchy when Elizabeth is gone? Will it survive? I mean, Elizabeth has brought so much. I mean, Elizabeth is the monarchy. How is this going to be when Charles takes over? I know there are loyalists and monarchists, and they'll always be there. But I just really, I don't
I'm one of them.
Yeah, exactly. You're royal citizen that you are.
That's right. Yes. Yeah.
But I do wonder. I mean, it's going to be a short reign for Charles. It's going to be a difficult reign. I think he already knows that. We're not going to go into, the mentality or the, psychology he undertakes having to follow his mom. But I'm so sorry. Can you pause just 1 second? What do you want? Is that right? She's quoting Fancy Nancy to me at the moment.
Oh, that's amazing.
So, about Queen JoJo, her sister, Queen JoJo.
Thought I heard something about a queen.
Exactly. Yeah. Are you familiar? Awesome. Does Piper ever watch Fancy Nancy?
No, I am aware that she exists from like different toys or books that I've seen out in the stores, but Piper's not there yet. So
that's me. I am Fancy Nancy. My dad has been calling me Fancy since.
That's amazing.
I have always been Fancy Nancy, and the second I found out I was having a girl, I ran to Target and registered for all the books. I'm like, I'm getting my girl, I'm getting my books.
Oh my gosh, that is awesome.
But going back to the monarchy, you know, I'm not saying that it's doomed. I'm not saying it's not going to survive.
Right.
It's never, I have a hard time believing it's going to reach the same level of affection.
Right.
Though I have to say, I think Prince William and Kate, if they can stay as they are, I think that will bode well for them and the monarchy.
Right. Yeah, they'll have like there'll be like a new life into it, like once they are around. But I think for Charles, I would say, obviously there's a lot of controversy on just people's opinions, but it doesn't matter. He's going to be, assuming he outlives his mother, he's going to be king regardless of what the public opinion is. But I think with him, the good thing is that he does, I guess, like things to change or is open to new stuff and like all about the environment and organic stuff. Like, he's kind of been on board with that stuff before it was really trendy. Right, so I think he's at least in a certain way not an old man of that generation stepping into being a king, and it will be weird because the queen obviously was the longest reigning monarch, so for so many people that's all they've ever known, or like for a couple generations that's all they've ever known. Right. So it will be weird. Nobody remembers having someone in their family that remembers the previous monarch, right? Yeah. So it's just always been the queen. So I think it will it will be different, but it'll obviously I want the long live the queen. I'm not wishing anything
ill. No, of course not.
But it will be, I'll say, assuming that Charles outlives the queen and assuming that I outlive them both, I think it will be neat to see a coronation that has not happened since like 1920 or 52 or whatever, 1952 or whatever. Yeah.
We'll have to do a watch party. I think I told you once how I still remember that my mom got me and my two sisters up when Charles and Di got married. And in the morning, and we watched it. And I don't know what girl came out of that day not wishing that her life was entirely different and wishing that it could be a princess. I mean, it was so amazing to watch all that pomp and circumstance. Mm-hmm. I just eat that stuff up. I'm sure. My husband doesn't care for it, but I just, amazing. I love tradition. I love all that stuff. There's that great quote by Bette Midler. She says when it's 11 o'clock at night in New York, it's still 1934 in London.
That's amazing. That's awesome.
I love that. It'll be interesting to see. It'd be interesting to see what Charles brings to it, or Charles and Camilla bring to it. And but I also look forward to seeing, what happens with Will and Kate. I think that's going to be a great thing. It's so funny. The other day I saw her. It's pictures on Instagram, her at an engagement, and she's got the nice tailored pant that cuts off above the ankle, and and I'm like, I bet the queen doesn't like this. I know the queen does not like, she thinks it's skirts and dresses, and that's
right.
That's how she was raised. But I love that Kate is able to bring a little something of her own. I do wonder. Sometimes I'm like, what are the conversations behind the palace doors? Is the queen,
of course,
punishing her for going, why'd you wear the pants? Told you.
I know. Well, and I don't know if you remember the I'll say old-ish Saturday Night Lives when Fred Armisen was
Thank
on.
you for the ish. Thank you. Go ahead.
You're welcome. Well, I knew not to say old SNL because then everybody will like jump back to the 70s. So like still within the 2000s. When Fred Armisen was on and they would do, and he would dress up as the Queen, and they would have this skit where, you know, it'd be all prim and proper, the Queen that we expect and that we see.
Yes.
And he's talking to like Kate or William, or like when William's in the room, and then it was like the second that William would leave and Kate's alone with the Queen, he'd come out with like this Cockney like slang, like, you know, cursing at it, like totally like totally opposite. So that was always fun.
Poker in Bridgerton, right?
Yes.
Let the loose. Everybody, you know, let your hair down.
I know. So
that's funny.
Very fun. Yes, but I think I'll be saving my tea bags and brewing up some more of these.
Yeah. I can't do that.
Thank you very much. Mm-hmm.
You're very welcome. Happy to do it. Now, I've already planned March, but you've got February, and I'm not trying to put you on the spot. I'm just going to go ahead. March, we're gonna sample breakfast teas.
Oh, okay, nice.
Between English, Scotch. We might do 4, because I got a German breakfast tea. So there's English, Scottish, Irish, and German. And if I really wanted to, I could run to Obsidian over here and get the Brussels breakfast tea. We could try 5 of them.
Oh my gosh.
But
that's awesome.
I'd like to see, what are the subtle differences? Do you and I have a keen enough tongue to be able to tell everybody?
Yes. Yeah. I can tell English breakfast versus Irish breakfast. If we're talking Twinings, I mean, we'll see what I think of other ones, but we'll see about the others. But for February, even though it will happen after Valentine's, there's a chance that I'm going to have some Valentine's-ish teas.
Right.
So I'll let that be a surprise for you and everyone else. But I'm just letting you know that we may do like a post-Valentine's Day theme.
Here's the secret. It's all just colored water and we're just pretending. It really isn't even.
These are just dried leaves like we picked up from outside.
Went outside, crushed up a few of them, put them in some water.
Exactly. I'm like, hey Nancy, what's in the tea bags?
Virginia breakfast tea.
Virginia breakfast tea. That's awesome.
Yuck.
Yeah. Right.
I'm looking outside. Yeah, we got some Japanese maple, and there's some ornamental.
That's great.
That would make some interesting.
Yeah, so if I put what we have outside in there, it would for sure taste like green tea. It would be very grassy.
Very grassy. Very grassy. That's funny. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Well, I will let you get with me. You just text me when you want to, schedule the next one. Unless you want to do it now, I can put it on a calendar now.
Yeah, I'm saying, let's see. I'll have my people get with your people.
That would mean Amy's going to text me later.
I know. Okay, so we're looking at either the 16th or the 23rd, right?
Yes. And on that side note, that you may as well send all that, the products you wanted me to take a look at for you.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So
okay.
Save yourself on Shippo.
Okay.
So I'll let you pick. What do you want to do?
Yeah, it's like, even though it'll be late, let's do it the 23rd just to give ourselves a breather from Valentine's.
Absolutely.
And that will be a day like today where Piper, I'm not getting her back. So I have time. Right. Okay.
Tasting with the 2 tea ladies.
That's great.
All right.
I always put hold for tea tasting with Nancy.
You do what?
Hold for tea tasting with Nancy. That's how you go into my calendar.
Well, I'm glad we do it. I enjoy it because I just love sampling new teas, and it's a great great way and an excuse to
thank you
to buy little samples of stuff here and there. And
yes, I love it, and it gives another, I don't know, fun bonus to us being tea pen pals. So
yes, it is.
we not only send tea, we get to drink it together.
That's right. That's right. Hey, did you eat the lion bar I gave you?
I did. It's so good. Yeah, and I have those. Yeah, at the UK imports. Like my importer here, so I can get more of those.
Yeah.
If you ever need a handful of lion bars, let me know.
Yeah, well, I get those at the commissary, and they don't.
Oh, right, I forgot. You have a good price there, right?
Yeah, I do. I get a decent price there. So, but I don't get the wide variety that that the English tea stores or UK imports or anything offers. So, yeah. So we'll have to expand, but we'll see how the Valentine's sales go.
Yes.
And on a side note, and I told you I was doing photography for my realtor friend.
Yes.
And I finished all those. She was thrilled with them. So I might send you a few of them. I'm actually quite happy with them.
Yeah.
Waiting for another sunny day to get a babysitter so I can go out and do the photos. Because if you know about photography, you can't do it in the middle of the day. It has to be in the peak hours in the morning and sunset at night to get what they call the golden hour. So
yes.
But yeah, I've
only learned of that within the last couple of years.
Yeah, makes a big difference.
At like the little group modeling shoots. Yeah, when they're in the middle of the afternoon, it's like the worst time.
Absolutely. Yeah, when I'm doing photography and people like, I'm like, well, we'll be looking at weather, and they're like, oh, it's going to be cloudy. I'm like, perfect. Like, oh, don't you want sun? I said, no, we need shade. And like, oh, I think you'd want me in the sun. I'm like, really? You want to have a picture like this?
Yeah, that's the worst.
Totally blown out. And I think I've said to you, Amy, for those who are listening, the cameras, this is, I took some courses in Coronado, California by a professional, had a studio, and he would give classes. And he said that current cameras, and this was how long we lived here, about 7-8 years ago. He said current cameras, not phone cameras, but professional grade cameras, they only detect about 7 different shades of light and dark, whereas our eye can do more than 25 to more than 23, something like that.
Oh, wow. Oh, okay.
So where I can look out on a bright day and I can see the different colors everywhere, that camera cannot read that. So
that's why. Okay.
Take your stuff into the shade. If you're doing product photos, take it into the shade. And put it near a window where you have some directional light. So, but that was a lot of fun. I haven't been out to be creative with my camera like that in a long time. So it was a good deal. I can't wait to go back and do it some more. It's a nice little separate venue.
So that's awesome. Well, send them to me. I want to see.
I will. Old Town Manassas. It was good. It was fun. So anyway, well, I will let you go. I'm going to clean this stuff up, and it's time to start thinking about dinner for the family.
Okay. Well, this one's your show, so you get to wrap it up.
Absolutely. But thank you again. I'm sorry we had to delay this, but it was worth it. It's always fun to get you one-on-one and and talk to you and talk tea and England and everything else. And and I look forward to next month's, but I'm sure we'll be talking, as I joked last week, Amy's quite sick of me because I text her all the time, but
nope, I'm not sick of it. I would say, will I get to see you on Friday in our group tea?
Fingers crossed. We'll see what happens.
Okay.
It just really kind of depends on what's going on that day. I don't see why not.
Okay.
I'm trying to take on, I don't know what I'm thinking. Always right after New Year's, I look around the house and go, what needs painting? And I'm ready to paint the foyer, which goes up the stairs, which goes around the corner, around all the bedroom doors, and time to repaint Will's room, time to repaint Steven's room. And I'm like, oh dear Lord, what I'm thinking. But right now I'm focusing on Valentine boxes and doing that. And check out both Amy's website, Houses of Windsor, her Facebook page. Check out mine, Cup and Crown. I think we're both offering some really nice products to give away for Valentine's Day. I always say this like I have an audience that's actually listening to me. I think it's
you do. It's They're watching. No, you got people that watch you.
I felt like I had one fan yesterday, as I told you my success story, that I sent out the sneak preview of my Valentine's box with 7 minutes. Somebody came back and said, I want one. And I was like,
yeah,
I have a fan. I got a repeat customer.
I know. Well, and I would say that's awesome though, because it's also like your first official email campaign. So to get a sale out of your first one, I mean,
not
you
bad.
can't beat that. Yeah, that's right.
Cheers to me. This is not real.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, cheers.
Cheers. Cheers. Listen, happy, healthy, and very good luck in 2021 with all your goals. And
yes, thank you.
Try not to get sentimental. I'm a big jokester, and Amy knows that. I joke with people that I really like, but you're an inspiration to me, and I appreciate all that you do and all the help you've given me. And I always enjoy our tea time. So I can't wait till next month. Send me some more colored water. And
thank you. Yeah, I'll send you some food coloring.
Send me some food coloring and some trivia, and let me try.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, girlfriend. Have a good afternoon. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.